Hey guys, this is 희민이는 from Elena to share.
Welcome to my second video. Today I'll talk about unique properties of water, which is essential to life. All of the significant biological processes in our body are dependent on water. Also, I am 60 to 70% water. So let's talk about the structure of water to know why it is so special and important. I'm quite sure that you have seen this structure before. As in my first video, oxygen attracts electrons harder than hydrogens, and therefore, oxygen atoms has slightly negative charge, and hydrogen atoms have slightly positive charge. And we learned that this is called polar covalent bond. This is closely related to today's lesson, so keep this in mind. Then let's see what happens when there are more than one water molecule. The site that has a partially negative charge is going to be attracted to the site that has a partially positive charge. And the attraction between them is called the hydrogen bond. This is key to what I'll talk about today. So now let's see what the first unique characteristic given by this bonding is. First thing I'm going to talk about is cohesion, which is a property of water that water likes to stick to itself. The example would be a water drop that is composed of water molecules that like to stick together. Cohesion also produces surface tension, property of water to maintain its shape. The water strider can step and walk on water, and it is possible by the surface tension. The hydrogen bond, what we just talked about, allows all of these to happen. Next property of water I would like to talk about is adhesion. We just learned that cohesion is the attraction between water and water. Then adhesion is attraction among molecules of different substances. One example would be concave meniscus. As it is seen in the picture on the left, if you put water in the glass beaker, it will look like the picture, as water is more attracted to glass than itself, because glass molecules actually are very polar. Glass molecule is usually silicon, and electronegativity difference between silicon and oxygen is greater than that between hydrogen and oxygen. Another example is that adhesion helps plants to transport water from their roots to their leaves, because water molecules stick to the sides of the vessels that carry water. And thus the picture on the right shows and tells us cohesion and adhesion usually work together. It is not true that they always operate separately. The third property of water is ability to control temperature. Water has high boiling temperature as hydrogen bonds are strong, so that a lot of energy is needed to break it down. Without hydrogen bonds, water would boil at a much lower temperature than it does, because less energy would be needed to break the hydrogen bonds for the water molecule to evaporate. Also, water has high specific heat. Specific heat is energy needed to raise 1 Celsius of 1 gram of matter. This means water resists change in temperature. An example would be metabolic processes in cells create a large amount of heat. However, water absorbs the heat, which helps to regulate cell temperatures. It is also the reason why coastal cities have a small temperature difference throughout the day than inland cities. Density indicates how tightly a material is packed together. Most objects have high density in the order of solid, liquid, and gas. However, water is exception. Take a look at the picture. In ice, hydrogen bonds are stable, but when it melts, hydrogen bonds become uneven. Although it is quite clear that water is denser than ice, and you can know that by picture, it can also be explained by the formula above. As stable hydrogen bonds take more space, the volume of ice is greater than that of water, and therefore, density of ice is less than water. The last property of water is that water is the universal solvent. Although every properties of water I have talked about were due to hydrogen bonding, this property is because water is polar substance. Water has the unique ability to dissolve many polar and ionic substances. This is important to all living things because as water travels through the water cycle, it takes many valuable nutrients along with it. And also metabolic processes in cells cannot happen unless the molecules involved in chemical reactions are dissolved in water, as water makes up about 70% of a cell. So today, because of the environmental issues around the world, some scientists expect that people will not be able to live on Earth. So people are searching for another planet that we can live on. And one of the most important considerations is whether there is water. And that's because life is dependent on water. The high heat capacity of water would be an example, as living organisms can only operate within a certain range of temperature. If it was really easy for water to be at very high or very low temperature, it would be very hard for us to operate within water. And also property that ice is less than water ice is less dense than water prevents water to frozen from the bottom. If water in lake or river falls from the bottom, all of the organisms such as fish would not be able to survive through winter. So water is very important to lives, and therefore has many special properties. They are cohesion and adhesion, high heat capacity, ice being less dense than water, and ability to dissolve other substances. So keep these in mind till we meet in my next video. Please like and subscribe if this video helped you. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.